What's going on? Zach Adelstein here with Daily Edge Sports, bringing you another college football video. Today, going to be going over the morning slate for this Saturday, October 4th. Nice little slate going on here, the Saturday morning slate. Some really fun games, some good games. Doing this on Thursday afternoon, later afternoon. Have some fun games on Friday. Dropped a video about that. Looking at some of these games, we have Kentucky, Georgia. We have Clemson, UNC. See if Clemson can get back on track. Michigan, Wisconsin. I don't know if Wisconsin's gonna have a head coach very soon. And yeah, that Cincinnati Iowa State game also gonna be just a fun little group of games going on in the morning. Some of the bigger teams on the slate. Baylor, Kansas State as well. That should be a high scoring game. But yeah, let's go on and get into this slate. Before we do that, let's talk about Daily Edge Sports. Daily Edge Sports has all of your needs, all your pick'em needs. Our staff is putting out a ton of slips. NFL's been big for us. Several 25, several six mans have hit already. 25x slips. A bunch of, had that big 50x slip a few weeks ago from our head guy CashKeg. We have top of the line tools, all different kind of sites, all different pick'em sites. One of our best tools is our Goblins and our Demons and Goblins tool for Prizepicks. Especially once basketball gets here, it is constantly cashing the top 10. All those top 10 plays, they just cash. It's great to pair with everyone. Great to get picks in. And yeah, if you are ready, come on over. You're missing out if not. Still 3 months left of football season. We're getting going on this college season. 2 months until the end of the regular season. Starting next week though. Starting I believe next Wednesday. I have a Wednesday slate, and then we have college football until like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So it's a great time of year. It's October is one of my favorite sports months of the year. Yeah, get in and join us. Let's go on and get going on the Saturday morning slate. All right, going to start over with this one of the bigger games, bigger teams on the slate. Going to go to Georgia. Going to go to their quarterback, but not where you might think. We're going to go to Gunnar Stockton's rush yards. So looking through here, you can kind of see what's happened over the past few weeks. In every game this year, every FBS game, I should say, this year, Gunnar Stockton has gone over 20.5 yards. That's at least 22 yards. Last week against Alabama, didn't run as much as he normally does, but look at those other two games against Marshall and Tennessee. Going up against a Kentucky team that does have a decent run defense, but Georgia's favored here by 20.5 points, 3 touchdown favorites. Total is only 48.5. So they are going to put up points. Georgia, at least, is going to put up points. I don't think Kentucky's going to put up very many points. If you look at Stockton's rush yards this year, he's averaging 4.5 yards per rush overall. If you take out the sacks, he's averaging 5.7 yards. Kentucky does have a decent pass rush, so they will try to get to him, which will cause him to scramble at times. Stockton can run. I believe he is the either record holder or one of the top running quarterbacks in the state of Georgia all time. That's what he did in high school. He ran the ball. He ran a ton, and I think he's going to run here. I look for Georgia to try to make a statement here. Had that tough loss last week, Alabama. But yeah, I think that this is a really good line. I don't think this line will be this low every week. So this is something I really want to look at. So going to go over on this Gunnar Stockton line. Actually going to go to a weird place on the other side of this, considering what we just talked about. But we're going to go to the running back for Kentucky. Kentucky's weird. There's not really another way to put it. They're a weird team. They like to run the ball no matter what. First of all, in this game, they're going to try to take the air out of the ball. They're going to try to run the ball, run the clock, keep it going. Same thing against Ole Miss a couple weeks ago. They just ran and ran and ran. Generally, they run the ball 42 times a game to 24 passes. Last week against South Carolina, a game that they lost 35-13, they ran the ball 41 times. They were getting blown out. They ran the ball. They don't care. They're going to run the ball. They don't trust their quarterback to throw the ball. They're going to run the ball. McAllen's actually been pretty good this year. He's running it at 5.7 yards per carry. He can break a big run. We saw that controversial play last week where he threw the ball into the stands. But yeah, look at these numbers. 78, 93 yards against Ole Miss, 112 against South Carolina. Both of those teams have good rush defenses. Georgia team has a good rush defense. It's not as good as it has been in the past. This 55.5 yards, I think it's a really good line to go over. They're going to run the ball. For some reason, they like to run the ball even when they're down. So I'm going to put this, over 55.5 on the other side of that game. Keep moving along here. I'm going to go to that Iowa State game. Going to go to their top receiver. who is, I don't want to butcher this, but Brett Eskildsen. Um, Going back over this, looking at this line, they've played 5 games. They've had that week 0 game in Ireland. He's gone over this in 4 of 5 games. Kind of struggled against Arizona State a little bit in a game that he had several targets, just didn't do a lot. He doesn't get a ton of targets. He only has 16 targets on the year, but his ADOT, his average depth of target, is almost 19 yards. It's 18.9 yards. He gets the deep ball. They throw him the deep ball all the time. Um, Sorry, that's not Arizona State. That's Arkansas State. They didn't throw it a ton in that game. It was a closer game than I think people were thinking it would be. But this Arkansas State game, he only had 3 targets that game. They ran the ball a lot. Cincinnati just gave up over 400 passing yards to Kansas. They're going to be able to throw the ball if they want to throw the ball. Cincinnati does not have a great pass defense at all. Like I said, he only needs 1 or 2 receptions. Somehow this game, it's a really weird line to me. Somehow Cincinnati is a 1.5-point home favorite, which will only put, you flip the script, you give those 3 points, would only make Iowa State a 1.5-point favorite at home against Cincinnati. I don't see that. I think Iowa State tries to make a statement here. They're going to try to move the ball. That being said, this number is so low. 1 catch, he can get this easily. 1 catch, he can get this. He's going to get several targets. He's going to get 3 or 4 targets. He's going to get a deep shot, and he should go over this line. Now, one thing I do look at, just looking around this line, I don't love his goblins just because, like I said, he doesn't get a ton of targets. But I think you can build this line up. I mean, his top line, if you look at it, 59 yards. He's went over that against South Dakota. But even, you build it up to 39 yards, gets a couple catches. He's gone over that in 3 games, including last game. These are the kind of lines I like to look at for the Demons, for those Demon lines. Last place I'm going to go on this slip is someone we've talked about before on this podcast, on this video. It's tight end Jeremiah Franklin. So Jeremiah Franklin had a rough week last week against Cal. Didn't do much. Cal's been a surprisingly good team this year, but he's number 2 on the team in both catches and targets with 21 catches on 30 targets. He's averaging just under 10 yards per catch. Before last week, he had at least, this is their 4th game, disregard that last game last year, but he had at least 6 catches in each of the 3 games before that. Decent average on there. Over the last 2 games, Pitt's given up 65 receiving yards to West Virginia tight ends and 56 to Louisville tight ends. They're giving up yards to tight ends. They like to get Franklin involved. It's kind of how this offense goes. It's more of a pro-style offense. And Boston College is a 6.5-point road dog here, and they're going to have to air it out to stay in this game. Going to Pitt, I just think he's going to get back into it. He's going to get back on the horse here. 41 yards, 56 yards. He could easily get there. It's a play I really like to plant a flag in this week. I think that's going to be a good spot for us. So going back over this slip, we have Gunnar Stockton at 20.5 rush yards over. Seth McGowan over 55.5 rush yards. We have Brett Eskildsen over 29.5 receiving yards, and Jeremiah Franklin over 39.5 receiving yards. If you like what you see, if you like what you're getting, if you want to win, join us today. I'm going to put this up here right above me. We have that QR code. Just scan it. You can go on and join today. Get in on all the action. Get in on all of our tools and see what we're all about. We hope to see you there and hope you have a good week. We'll have a few more videos out this week, have some NFL videos, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.